What's up, what's up, internet? It's been a minute. It's been a few months. I look a little different. Things have changed. Things have happened. I've experienced a lot. And, it's currently 4:37 in the morning, and I cannot sleep. So I figured out, or, so I figured I would air some of my thoughts while I'm still awake and most vulnerable for the world. What a great idea. So I want to start with maybe the elephant in the room for some. Um, got a hat on. It's not just because my hair is greasy. That is one of the reasons. But the other reason is because of the recently concluded election we had in America. And Donald Trump won. And it was a landslide, some would say. It was a I heard this. I should probably check this, but we're doing this live, so we're not checking anything. No fact checking here, unfortunately. If I get anything wrong, I'll put it in the description. Though I will correct myself. Um, but I heard that it was the largest, or no, the first. I think it was the first time the Republican won the popular vote in the last 40 years, or it was some sort of record within the last 40 years by a Republican. And I thought that was, pretty interesting. It was I can't really say I wasn't surprised. It was weird. I kind of felt this coming for a while now. I consume media just as the rest of the world does. Well, maybe not the rest of the world. I just do my own research and stuff like that, but I consume everything. I see everything else that everybody else sees. A little bit stuttery right now. I apologize. My brain is exhausted. What I'm trying to get at is I wasn't really surprised by the results of the election. I thought that he won a lot of communities that before may have had the wrong judgment of him based on what the media had said, based on what they put out. It was incredible. It really was. Um, and at the same time, so many are still shocked by it. I've lost friends who I thought were close friends of mine who've just stopped talking to me over it, and I don't quite understand why it's like that for some. I I don't know. I don't think people see what's truly in front of them. I think they're seeing what is being put in front of them by a third party, and it's disappointing. But that's I don't want to get into all that. But yeah, the election was, I'm pleased with the results. Quite pleased. Um, I think that things are going to get better. They're going to get worse before they get better, and that means, I think the economy, the recession is coming. Unfortunately, that is still coming. That is not an avoidable thing, but I think where there's improvement able to be made, there will be improvement. So I think that's something to look forward to. I'm very excited to see what is to come. I think everybody, regardless of race, gender, sexual identity, I think everybody is going to have a better life, and I think that we can rest easy. I think we're gonna be fine. I think everybody's gonna be okay. You know, it's not anything to worry about. There's too much disarray being put out by the media. it's just nothing. It's not. Look at the facts. I don't know. But, we're not getting into that, okay? We're gonna, from here on out, it's about me, okay? From here on out, it's about Gage. Or, I mean, it's about Tricky. Um, so I had an internship. It was really cool. It was really, it was, it was the experience of a lifetime that I was able to go out to where I went and spend the summer doing what I could only imagine to be what my dream job looks like. I got, I mean, maybe not the optimal position, but realistically, this is the field. This is it. This is one, ain't no doubt, okay? I am gonna do wonders one day. I don't know what's gonna be though. I don't know where it's gonna be. And I don't know what it's gonna look like. But just you wait, brother. It's gonna be cool. Who knows? But it was amazing. I was so grateful for that opportunity. I'm still just in love with it. In love with the idea of it. I'm excited to be able to go back. They fortunately offered me a return. Over the moon. I'm gonna come back looking completely homeless. I'm very excited for that. Um, yeah, I made so many friends there. I'm excited to go see them again. I really miss them. Uh, I kind of do miss the atmosphere now. It's getting cold out. I kind of don't mind I don't mind the cold, but I don't mind the warm either. It would be nice right now, cause that cold weather, mood is hitting. It might be time for another Jim Villain sesh or something or another. I don't know, you know. I don't. But yeah, I'm gonna get back there and kick ass again, straight up. Make some more friends, make some more whatevers, make some more EVMs. I don't know. Whatever they want me to do, I'm doing it. I love it. I love that shit. I'll solder all day. I don't care. I'll do it. I love it. Um, but yeah, it was amazing. I think I learned a lot about just how to interact. I learned a lot about the mistakes I made. Not really. I don't know. I'm sure I made a few mistakes here and there, within my work somewhere. But that's not really what I'm more locked in on, like the mistakes I made socially. I guess I was kind of awkward. Anytime we went out, it's awkward. Can't. It's kind of, I don't know. But I've been processing that heavily. I've been processing it heavily. I've been trying to lock in. Yeah. Just, I don't know. Try and go back and be a better person, go out more, be more social, talk to more people, make more friends. Not stay inside so much. It's comfortable inside, but it's not very interesting in here. I've already seen this place before. And this light probably makes me look, well, it probably didn't help much either, but maybe my forehead's not so shiny anymore. I don't look very clean. Sorry, microphone. But rambling aside, I don't even remember what I was talking about. What else can I talk about? What else is there to talk about? Goodness gracious. I've just been locked in. I've been trying to stay locked in is the better way to phrase it. It's hard. It's hard. This last year, I don't know, maybe it's the added weight of something to look forward to. or whatever the case may be, graduation, senioritis, I don't know, but I am trying to lock in as hard as possible. And it is giving me immense anxiety. But it's okay. I've also stopped taking my Prozac, which is probably the worst thing to do in this position, but I'm raw dogging it. Yeah, it's just been. I just had a midterm today, a stats midterm. Don't want to talk about it. Doing my very best. I'm not, but I could do better, but it's okay. My other two classes that I'm doing very average in, but I feel like I'm learning a ton in because I don't know. I feel like I'm learning things slower than I should be, but like it's not reflecting in my grades. But like it's beginning to reflect in my grades, you know? Like one of my classes, I wasn't doing amazing during the beginning, but I like over the course of things, like things have been progressing. It's like starting to like kind of all click together in my head, and now the grade's beginning to rise up. So I'm just like, not that the grade is everything, but I want to graduate. I want to graduate. Got to pass every class. Okay, that's it. That's all I gotta do is just make it through. Okay? At this point, perfection ain't top priority. You know? Goodness gracious. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. My car. My new baby. My beautiful green baby. My Explorer. My 1993 forest green Explorer XLT with automatic 4x4. Yep. Yep. Ice cold AC. No leaks with an asterisk. 129,000 miles. It is mint-ish. It's not mint, but it's effectively mint. It is so clean on the inside. It is effectively mint. It is so clean. These do not exist like this anymore. They do, but like I saw the prices on them. That's not what I paid. Not what I paid. I have a whole spreadsheet for this thing. They gave me, dude, these people, I swear, I love this woman and her late husband. May he rest in peace. God rest his soul. Larry Hayes. I love you. Didn't mean to dox you to the 10 viewers I've got. I appreciate you greatly for your attention to detail. Both of you, you and your wife both. Your attention to detail. They had a folder this thick. I need to show it on camera. But it's not. I don't think it's in here. We're doing this live. It's not in here right now, but it is this thick, filled with documents from 1993 on. It doesn't include. So they were the second owners. They bought it 20,000 miles from somebody I don't know. I will find that information. Mark my word. But they gave me all of the documents they had. From the original credit, whatever you call it, the credit report, or the credit report and the insurance stuff. All the original paperwork from when they bought the car on, everything from maintenance, oil, every oil change from what I know, probably not everyone, but a lot of oil changes. I have a freaking graph, a line graph, the mileage over time, and at like 2005, it just plateaus. There's like from 2005 to probably even sooner than that. It's probably like 2001, I think, is when it sat. 2001 to like 2024 had like it had like 800 miles put on it in that time. And when I was a youth, when I was a young boy, a young buck, probably like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, um, with my aunt and uncle who actually were the ones who told us about this vehicle when I needed one. I was in my internship over the summer, and they told me about this. I went with them when I was this young youth fella, this little yin yang, uh, and I saw this car. I remember seeing this car in their driveway at their house, because it was their it was his it was my aunt's. I don't know, aunt, I think, aunt-in-law, maybe. I don't know. I don't understand the semantics of it, but I remember going to their, because it was at the river, you know. It was their river house, and I remember going there with them and seeing this freaking green SUV with this sticker on the side, this American flag that says "United We Stand" on the side of it, the American flag. I remember seeing that. I remember very vividly in my mind that flag on that green car, that green SUV. I didn't know what the SUV was at the time. I just remember green, greenish SUV with an American flag on the side. I didn't remember the text on it, but I know it now. But I remember American flag, green SUV, river. I don't know why that stuck in my head, but like when I saw this thing and I saw this flag in their barn for the first time, because I didn't really remember. I didn't know who I was going to see. I didn't know where I was really going. I knew it was at the river somewhere, but I didn't really think. I didn't connect the dots until I saw this vehicle, and I was like, oh. And and then I was like, and then, well, actually, no, I didn't connect the dots immediately. I'm not gonna lie to you. I connected the dots like a week after buying it. I was like, wait a second. I remember this vehicle, and it was crazy though. It was really cool, because by the time I saw it, I don't know why it was even out. They probably pulled the boat out or something. It might have been to take me out. That might. I don't know that for sure. I don't actually know that at all. That's something worth investigating, though. Actually, that's a live gauge brain connection right there for you. Um, yeah, I will investigate that. This could be huge. Imagine I buy this vehicle that first towed me to um go on a boat in the Ohio River. And I buy it, and I'm like, whoa, I don't know, that would be pretty cool. In my world, that'd be fucking huge. Okay, I'll explain it when I'm well rested and not super hungry, super low on energy right now. It's rough in my mind. Actually, it's rough in my stomach, but yeah, that's That's a little bit more about my vehicle. A little bit more about my vehicle is that since then I have put tires on it. I have put front shocks, rear shocks, front brake calipers, front brake pads, um, front wheel bearings, which were more of a pain than they should have been. I'm just an idiot. I did a radiator fan. I did front window motors. I bought the front window motors for the rears, but apparently they're different, and the different ones. I bought the fronts. I bought 4 of the fronts in total for $24, $6 a piece. The rears are $90 a piece. Okay. I did that. I put in a dash cam. Thank you, James. Gave me a killer deal on that. I did not realize how much it was worth, or else I wouldn't have haggled with him. He said $60 on something that was like 120, and I'm like, "Well, you do 55." No, I'm like, will you do 50? And we shook on 55, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't realize. I thought it was just like I thought it was a $60 dash cam. I thought he was just, I thought maybe a $90 one. I don't know. But I wasn't in the market for a dash cam. I mean, I was, but I didn't realize it. You can never go wrong with one. So thank you. It works really well. Um, yeah, it was great. I did some interior things. I had to take off the handle on the passenger side door. Was The door card was broken, so I had to like plastic unweld that. Basically just melt the plastic off and then put the new plastic on and melt that on, and it was a pain in the ass, and it looks okay. I don't know. Maybe when I have more money and nothing else to do, I'll just replace the whole door card with a new one. Because the driver's side one's a little faded, but it's really nothing. It's nothing. I swear. They even got the seats repadded at some point, so they're just like fluffy couches. It's mint, and I intend on keeping it that way. I clean it weekly. I hand wash it weekly because that's what that man did from 1994 when they bought it until he passed. I wish I knew, but it's not important. May he rest in peace, regardless of what year it was. But I couldn't have asked for a better vehicle. She even gave me a hug when I bought it. That woman is a gem. Oh my goodness. I want to email her a copy of my spreadsheet that I made with all of her documents, cuz I documented all of her documents on a spreadsheet with what it was, who it was from, or where it was at, or whatever. And then if it were like a receipt, then the cost and the mileage. And I put all the costs together, even with what they paid for the car in '94. Everything's in a spreadsheet. They paid about $35,000 all included on that thing, with all of the maintenance. And so far, I need to add that. Oh, I need to add a I just took it recently to the mechanic for the first time, other than the tires, to a mechanic for the first time to do a flush of my, well, not a flush. It was a drain and refill, because a flush would probably kick up a bunch of particles, and you don't care. But a rinse and refill of the trans fluid and coolant fluid, because it's an old girl. She needs it. She needs it refilled. She's been sitting. Okay, I got her oil did already. Probably should do brake fluid next. I also needed a muffler. No biggie. And also, I don't know, third muffler that has been on this car. I don't know why they don't last. But, what was I trying to get at here? Oh yeah, mechanic. Yeah, so I take it, and it's like gonna be initially like $600. I'm like, oh god, that sucks. I could have done it for cheaper, but it would have taken a lot longer. So I'm like, whatever, fine. I need it done. It's my daily, every day. So I'm like, okay, I can't dilly dally. Gotta lock in. And then they do this stuff, yada yada yada, cool. And then suddenly it needs a radiator because, well, they called me back, and he's like, yeah, it needs a radiator because we were draining the coolant and it started leaking. And I was like, God, okay, I can't really argue that at all. Probably did need a radiator. Okay, just replaced the radiator fan. The thing was cracked as heck. Thank you to the forums. Shout out explorerforums.com. But the radiator added another $600 with the labor on top. It was a $1,215 receipt I wasn't prepared for. It was rough. It was a little hefty. A little bit much, I will say. But it's okay. I made it out alive. I'm fortunate to have my father help me out a little bit with that one. It drained me. It did drain me. But, he had my back on that one, so I'm very grateful. But, yeah, I've been helping him out. He's been pouring well, not pouring yet. We've been shoveling gravel for the past few weeks into a pit. They're building a shed, and so we've been shoveling a lot of gravel. If you don't know, shoveling gravel ain't easy. Those guys are very strong. They're very strong. Shoveling rocks is not easy. Rocks are heavy. I work out a little bit here and there. I used to work out more. I got kind of strong. I'm not weak is what I'm trying to get at. Shoveling rocks ain't for the weak of heart. Okay? I was doing that shit all day for a few days. Only a few though. I had to study a lot. I've been having to study a lot, man. I've been trying to. Not succeeding, but trying. I've been studying a little. But yeah, I've been helping him out. He's been cool. But that receipt, hefty. But the thing's running great. It was running cool before. It wasn't having cooling issues. Okay, this thing is mint, no leak. It was running fine. It would have run another 100,000 miles most likely. But, had to be done. Don't want to risk it for the biscuit. I'm going to keep this thing mint, all right? It's mint. That's what they would have done. That's what I'm going to do, okay? That's the mindset. What would the Haces have done, okay? They would have taken care of their girl. Their workhorse. It was a boat tower, and that's all it was. That's why I ain't got no miles on it. I think they dailied it for a while there, but, after a while, they're not really. Barn kept. Concrete floor. That barn was spotless. It was disgusting how clean that barn was. Okay? We have a concrete floor in our barn, and it didn't even hold and ours doesn't hold a candle to theirs, okay? This thing it looked like a showroom floor it was sitting on. I got pictures. I should link. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to link the pictures that I have in some form, probably in like a Google Drive or something below. Maybe I'm going to do it on GitHub because I don't like you. We're doing it on GitHub. Pics of the showroom floor antique linked below. When I bought it, the tires were 20 years old. Dude. And I drove it home. That's the most crazy part. The tires were 20 years old, and I drove it home. Wait, the tires were 20 years old and I drove it home. I think I said that right. Okay. It was amazing. And not only did I drive it home, okay, because I had to go fill up the tires, obviously they need a little bit of air, but I drove this thing home, didn't fill it up once with air at all, or oil on the way home, and I drove it up in the mountains. I drove it in like a half hour out of the way, just for fun. And it did it. It didn't even complain. This thing is mint. I could have probably gotten another 100,000 miles. No. Let's be realistic. I probably could have gotten another 2,000 miles out of those tires. If I were a gambling man, I would have gotten another 2,000 miles out of those tires. I got 300 out of them, okay? 350-ish miles out of those tires. Could have gone for another 2K. But you know what I say. Gambling is for people who are bad at math. Or for people who are good at math, depending on how good you are. But usually if you're good at math, you're not gambling. So my generalization stands. I think as we approach the 30-minute mark of my third tricky talks, maybe in number 4 I'll further discuss after, a little bit more shenanigans have gone on within my classes. I'll discuss what they kind of went over and stuff like that, because I find it incredibly interesting. I'm taking mixed signal VLSI and computer architecture, and they're both 5,000 level classes, and they're both very interesting. They're both very, very interesting. They're not easy. I don't think that they're difficult. I feel like I need to just lock in more. I genuinely don't think, I think if I were more disciplined, I would have this in the bag, but it's a struggle because I can't discipline myself, which is, you know, not great, but I'm learning. Okay, just need to lock in. But I think that'll be all for now. So if you've made it this far, I am shocked. You are a vast minority, and thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed what I had to say, or at least were interested. You didn't have to enjoy it. I'm just glad you were here. If you hated this, dislike it. That's fine. I'm just glad you watched. I know I'm gonna watch at some point. That's really all this is for, is me. Cause I wanna see when I'm like 80 or some shit and I got dementia. Somebody's gonna show me this and everything's gonna come back. And I'm gonna be like, whoa! I'm gonna be old as fuck going, whoa, I remember. I remember 2020. The beginning of the end. Don't worry, fellas. We're gonna be alright. Thank you for watching, and good night.